Hey everyone, it's Sam Bryant from Bryant Taylor Law, and today we're talking about holding companies. But before we do, Bryant Taylor Law is a business law firm. We help entrepreneurs start businesses, and we also help business partners resolve their partnership disputes. So, what is a holding company? A holding company is a company whose only focus is to own other companies. So the holding company itself doesn't do anything on a day-to-day basis. It just holds assets, and those assets are usually going to be other companies. So why would anybody want to form a holding company? And there's just two main reasons. And it's the same reasons why you'd want to formally register a business if you're going into business than doing the work in your own individual name. And those benefits are tax efficiency and to limit your liability. So let's take a simple example. If I wanted to own real estate, I can buy a property in my own individual name and rent it out. But if I rent it out and one of the tenants gets hurt, or if I want to improve the roof and one of the roofers gets injured on the property and they sue me because I own the property, then they're going to sue me in my individual name because my name is on the title. So I can form an LLC to put the real estate in. So instead of my individual name owning the LLC, my LLC will own the real estate and I would own the LLC. So if that same scenario happens, if a roofer comes to my house, or at least my rental property, and they fall off and they sue me, they can't sue me in my individual name. They would have to sue the LLC. A holding company takes it a step further. So let's just say that I want to invest in 3 separate properties. So I could form a holding company, and we can call it Sam Holdings LLC. And Sam Holdings LLC can hold the LLCs that own each individual property. So in total, I have 4 companies, one LLC for each rental property, and all of those LLCs are going to be owned by the holding company. So when rents are paid, they're paid through the individual LLCs. But if anybody wants to sue, they're only limited to one particular LLC. So if I have house 1, 2, and 3, and a roofer falls off on house 1, that roofer, if they want to sue, can only sue the LLC that owns house 1. They can't sue the LLC that owns house 2. They can't sue me in my individual name. They can't sue the LLC that owns house 3, and they can't sue the holding company. So as you can see, it's a more intricate structure, but it really helps limit your liability when you're amassing different assets. And so the second benefit is the tax efficiency. We're business lawyers, so I don't like to get into the tax matters, but just know that if you work with an accountant and you have a holding company, you can structure it in certain ways that can really save you a lot of money on your taxes with the individual LLCs. One important thing to note here, though, is when you're creating a holding company that's going to own other LLCs, these are still LLCs, they're still companies, so each individual LLC has to be individually registered with the state. They each have to have their operating agreements, and they each have to pay the filing fees and the ongoing annual reports. So if you're deciding, or if you're thinking, is a holding company right for me, you have to really consider it. How big is your operations? How big is the business that you're trying to get into? Because there's going to be a lot of record keeping and a lot of organization that you have to keep track of all these different companies. So if you want to just keep it simple and you want to just have one company, but you have multiple interests, then you may want to consider just keeping your company small, just have one LLC for now. And then if you're growing and making a lot more money and you want to expand, then you can consider having a holding company. In general, I usually advise clients that a holding company could be appropriate if you're starting multiple businesses or you have multiple companies that do different things. So if I am a investor and I want to start a restaurant, but I also want to own a barber and I want to start a graphic design company, for example, those are three different industries. So I might recommend a holding company for you because you want to insulate your liability from each individual company. But if if I'm a copywriter, for example, and I like to do blogging for other people and I like to build websites and I have a social media following, but it's on a very small scale, then you may want to consider just having one company and then just keeping track of your expenses from the different ventures until you grow more. So in a nutshell, that's what a holding company is. If you need more guidance, you should definitely talk to an attorney because an attorney can best advise you on what's best for your particular situation. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. We read the comments, and if there's anything that you feel that we didn't cover or would like to see us cover in the comments, just please let us know. We're always listening, and we always want to create value for you. Thank you.